3, 2, 1, and we're there. Okay.
Lights, camera, fractions.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
Yeah. Lights, camera, fractions. Okay. We're going to talk about simplifying rational expressions. In Algebra 1, if you follow the Algebra 1 math textbook, you know, a typical textbook, you know, you do all the things that you've already learned, and then you come sort of towards the end of the textbook, you come to quadratics, which we've been doing, right? And you already know about half of quadratics. There's just another half to do. But then after quadratics, oftentimes there's a rational chapter. And I often do this while you're working on the quadratics because all it is factoring. So it's practicing your factoring. But what does rational mean? Does anybody know? In math? What's the root word of rational? Ratio. What's a ratio? It's a fraction. So all these, what we're going to do, we're going to be working with fractions, and we're going to be simplifying fractions. That's all. It's as simple as that. And so, but you'll have to know how to factor the numerator, and then you'll have to know how to factor the denominator, and then you might notice that there's something that there's the same upstairs and downstairs, right? And if you have something the same upstairs and downstairs, what can you do to it? You can cross it out, right? Right? All right? Because if I had 2x over x, don't you guys agree with me? I could cross out the x, right?
Yeah.
So, right, you agree? Do you have your notebook out, buddy? Oh. Do you guys not have notebooks?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right, so look, that x over x can be crossed out, right? Okay, so that's what we're trying to do, is find things that are similar upstairs and downstairs that we can cross out. So let's say I gave you something like this. Here's our first one. 1. Okay, we've got x over x squared minus 5x. Okay, so the process number 1 is, can I factor the numerator? That's your first thing you're looking at. Can I factor the numerator? Can I? Is there anything I can do to x?
Yes.
I'm not looking at the denominator. I'm just looking at the numerator. Can I factor x?
No.
No. There's nothing I can do. Yes.
Why is there a 3 at the end of your sentence?
Thank you. That's a question mark. All right. So then the second question is, can I factor the denominator? Right?
No, I did it.
It's with an O, not an E.
Numerate. Is it OR?
Yeah, it's OR.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. All right. My spelling isn't always very awesome. So that's why I'm a math teacher. Right? Okay. So we've got x over x squared minus 5x. So I can't factor the numerator, right? I ignore the denominator when I answer that first question. I ignore the denominator. I pretend it's not there. I just look at the numerator. Can I factor it? No. Nothing I can do. It's about as simple as it gets. X is about as simple as it gets, right? Now I ignore the numerator, and I ask myself, can I factor the denominator?
Yes.
Yes! What can I do?
Okay, you can take out X.
Okay, so now I'm going to put an equal sign, and I'm going to just keep my x upstairs, but now I'm going to factor my downstairs. I'm going to take out an x, like Manuk said,
And X minus 5.
and then I'm going to have x minus 5. Okay, everybody agree that? Pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
You got it?
Nope.
All right. Now, what do you notice that's the same upstairs and downstairs, Maddie? The x. Okay, now, does that mean, when I take it out though, notice this x is upstairs and this x is downstairs. This is a fraction. I can't just make the fraction go away. It's still a fraction, right? So I'm going to x, so what I'm doing, I'm saying x goes into x once and x goes into x once. So technically, my answer is 1 over x minus 5. I have to keep the fraction there, right? The x minus 5 is downstairs. It has to stay downstairs. The number that is hidden upstairs is 1. That's what actually can stay. Does that make sense? All right. So another example like that, where you might see it a little different. What if I gave you 6x?
So is that the final answer?
That's your final answer.
Oh.
And on the homework it says state the excluded value. I'm not going to go there right now. So don't worry about stating the excluded value. Yes, Indira.
So, for like first, for number 1, why couldn't you just do like x squared into x once and then x squared into x squared twice?
Because when we were doing exponent rules, we used to do that, right? But we didn't have a binomial. We have a binomial. As soon as you have that minus sign or a plus sign connecting two different things, in order to take an x out of this, I'd also have to take an x out of this. So it's really easier to just factor it, and then you're taking the x out of both of them, and then you can cross there. Does that make sense? It's because if it was just that, yeah, you would be right. But because of that minus 5x, you have to do them each one separately, right? Okay? And so, all right, so let's try this one. What about this? 6x over 2x squared, I don't know, minus 4. Okay, so my rule, can I factor the numerator?
No.
No, nothing I can do. That's as simple as it gets. 6x. Okay, can I factor the denominator?
Yeah, 2.
Oh wait, sorry. I meant to put an x there. Apologies.
2x.
Put that x in there. Okay, what can I do?
2x.
2x, parenthesis,
X minus
x minus 2, right?
2.
Did I do that right? Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Right?
Yeah.
X minus 2. Okay, great. Now, is there anything that you see that I can factor upstairs and downstairs?
Can you factor
2
6x and 2x?
I can factor the 6 and the 2, and I can factor the x and the x.
you
So
can
the
get
x
rid
and
of
the
that,
x's cross out, right?
and you
Basically.
get 3
And then, now, but you got to figure out where, right?
on the top.
On the top. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. There you go. So your final answer is 3 over x minus 2. And that's your answer,
I remember doing this.
right? You remember doing this?
Wait,
You've done this before?
What?
We did this last year. Looks kind of familiar.
Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. You
Wait,
might have
what?
done, well, you did it well, with exponent rules you did, Jax. You did with exponent rules. But you didn't have a binomial. And you didn't have to factor this.
Yeah.
All you had to, is something like that, and you had to simplify upstairs and downstairs. That's what you, yeah.
I'm confused. How did you get that?
So,
No, I understand that part.
do you understand this part?
Yeah, I understand how you got 6x, 2x, in parentheses, x
All right.
minus 2, but
So yeah. So the x and the x, I have x upstairs and x downstairs.
they cross out.
They can cross out. And then I had 6 over 2. And I'm saying, okay, well I could
Oh.
divide the bottom by 2 and the top by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3.
Okay.
As long as I do the same thing upstairs and downstairs, it's legal. You with me?
Okay. But shouldn't you have 3? I guess.
So now look, the only thing upstairs is 3. The 6 was crossed out, the x is crossed out, the 2 was crossed out, the x is crossed out, the 1. I could put 1 parenthesis x minus 2, but that's the same as x minus 2.
It is?
Yeah,
Okay, that's
because
fine.
1 times x minus 2 is x minus 2. 1 times anything
Okay.
is that anything.
I get
Yeah.
it.
Sure. Question?
No.
Oh, stretching? Okay. All right. Well, this is taking longer than I thought, but that's okay. Can I erase?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There's 3. What if I gave you, let me think really fast. That's fine. What if I gave you this? X minus 7 over 2x times x minus 7 plus 3 times x minus 7. Okay, so we're going to use our same rule. Can I factor the numerator? I
Yes.
completely
Yeah.
ignore the denominator.
No.
Nothing I can do, right? X minus 7. There's nothing, there's no common factor between the two. There's nothing I can do. All right, so now I ignore the numerator. Can I factor the denominator? What's that called? What do I call it? Factoring out the blobs, right? So let's do it. So we've got x minus 7 is upstairs. What do I have downstairs?
X minus 7, parentheses, 2x plus 2.
You guys with me? Does it make sense? Yeah, okay. And now Maddie,
Yes.
do you see anything that's the same upstairs and downstairs?
There's an x minus 7.
X minus 7. It's a binomial, but it's okay. As long as they're both, this is a factor. It's this blob times this blob, and then this is the same blob as this one. So I'm going to cross out this blob and this blob. What do I have to leave up here though?
1.
A 1. So my final answer is equals 1 over 2x plus 3. And that's my answer. It's really not that hard. You see? Is it making sense?
No.
Okay.
I have a weird question though.
Okay. Another weird one.
So when you factor something though, right, you should be able to go in the reverse process and get back to the original starting point, right?
Well, yes and no. Factoring, yes. I mean, to go from here, I could go back to here. But once I get to here, I could have done lots of things here to get to here.
Right.
I could go back and I could recreate an infinite number of things
Okay.
that could have gotten me the same answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one. Now let's look at this one. What if I gave you? Hang on one second. Okay. What if I gave you this? I'm going to do one. This is actually number 6 on the homework. Write it down. Number 6 on the homework, just so you know. Okay.
What?
This is number 6 on the homework. I'm going to actually put 6 here because it's number 6 on the homework.
Are you sure about that?
Okay. Number 6 on the homework. 2x plus 4 over 9x cubed plus
Whoa.
18x squared
Oh, that's what cube.
plus x plus 2.
That what cube is?
Oh, Gary, why you do this?
All right. Well,
Good,
because
good.
I'm doing it, right? I'm not even making you do it.
Right.
All you have to do is copy,
I'm crying
right?
now.
This is called copy and paste the long way,
I'm crying now.
right? Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is the same thing. I'm going to follow my questions. Can I factor the numerator? I ignore
Yes.
my denominator.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I can. I can. Okay. What can I do?
It's 2 x
Gary's a
plus
wizard.
2 and then x plus 2, right?
2. Yay.
Gary,
Okay.
you're a wizard.
Awesome. Now, okay. I'm not going to look at the numerator. Can I factor the denominator?
Yes.
Yes.
What method? Yeah, factor by grouping. Group.
Gary, you're a wizard.
All right. So what do we have? What do we have? Common factors here.
9x.
9x squared, and that gives me an x plus 2,
Yeah.
right?
Gary,
And then there's a plus sign. And, that's the x plus 2. What can I put here?
So 1x.
1 parenthesis x plus 2. So then if I factored by grouping now,
X plus 2, parenthesis,
I'm going to just put it right here. X plus 2, parenthesis,
parenthesis, 9x squared plus
9x squared plus 1.
1.
Beautiful. Okay.
Gary, you're a wizard.
All right, Kiara, do you see anything similar upstairs and downstairs?
Gary, you're a wizard.
This is the fun part. Finding the similar thing you can cross out. Kiara, do you see anything? Upstairs and downstairs, can you see with your glasses?
Oh.
On this, can you see anything that's the same?
I want to see.
Upstairs and downstairs. X plus 2! I can cross out that x plus 2, I can cross that x plus 2. They're gone forever! That's awesome! Look at this.
Forever alone.
So my final answer is just 2 over 9x squared plus 1.
Rip x plus 2.
Right? Does it make sense? All right, last one.
Oh.
Last one. I'm gonna do number 12 on the homework. Number 12 on the homework.
12 on your homework.
Okay, write that down so you know.
Why?
Oh. Oh. Oh yeah, okay. I'll do it. Number 12. This is a harder one, so watch it. Watch it. 2x squared plus 4x. I didn't realize I was doing this, but that's okay. Then 2x squared minus 8x plus 6. Okay? Looks kind of scary.
No.
You're just mean.
All right. But what we're going to do is follow our same rules. Okay? Ignore my denominator. Can I factor the numerator?
Yeah.
Is there, first of all, it does look like a quadratic trinomial. But the first thing I always ask is, what's the first thing when I'm factoring? Is, can I factor out a greatest common factor? Can I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. They're all even numbers. 2 goes in all of them. So 2 parenthesis what?
X.
X squared plus 2x minus 15, right? You guys agree with me?
Yes.
No. Okay, over, and I'm going to keep it like that for a second. Can I factor my denominator?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, also with 2.
Yes. Okay, so we'll do 2. 2 parenthesis
X squared minus.
minus 4x
Minus.
plus 3, right? Okay, now, Johnny, do you see anything that's the same upstairs and downstairs that I could cross out?
X2 and X squared.
2.
Jax?
2.
The 2, right? This 2 and this 2. I can't do these. These are, anything inside the parenthesis is a blob. And if they're not identical, I can't touch it. I can't touch it.
Oh, I
But
get
the-
what you did.
But the 2,
I
right?
got confused.
The 2's now cross out. Look at this. So
Wow.
now,
Oh my god.
all I have is the 2 trinomials. You with me? Okay, so can I factor, I'm going to go back again, ask the question, can I factor the numerator further? It's a quadratic trinomial. Factors of negative 15 that add to 2. 3 and 5, right?
Yes.
It's got to be positive, so positive 5, negative 3.
Yep.
So I've got x minus 3 times x plus 5. You with me?
Oh, God.
Right?
Gary, how could you?
Is this on the homework?
Yeah, make sure you write it down. Yeah, write it down. This is your homework.
How is this a thing?
So I can't
Because
spend the
it
whole one?
is.
What?
Oh wait, did we like do the?
This is just a quadratic trinomial.
Alright, yeah, no, I see.
Right? Alright, over. Okay, what about this one? Factors of 3 that add to negative 4. Yes.
1.
Oh, I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
Factors of 3 that add to negative 4.
1 and
3 and
One.
negative.
It's going to be x minus and x minus, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? X minus
1 and 3.
x minus 1, x minus 3. That'll give me a negative 4. Okay, do you see, Soroy, anything that's the same
X
upstairs
minus
and downstairs?
3?
Yes! So you get to cross that out. And then your answer is just x plus 5 over x minus 1.
Oh.
It's really actually fun to do these, I
No,
think.
it's not, Gary.
And
no, it's
Jackson
not fun.
will love doing it, I'm sure of it.
Gary,
Soroy will love doing it, and that is
I
the...
think it's beautiful. I really do.
That's like when I went to Bosgate and in the physics class we had to do like an hour of one math problem just to figure out that 1 equaled 1.
Isn't that cool?
No, it was like useless.
Oh, just answer my question.